Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade and the
Shade in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Tris.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are jumping into the 90 day of the fiance the other way. We are on season 4, episode it's 11. I believe it's 11 now. Yes. And the tongue has no bone. These names of these episodes really be blowing me. But however, I'm gonna rename the episode
It sounds
to
like they need to talk to Own.
yeah, they do. But I'm gonna rename the episode Ha Ha, I was right. So I might not have been right this episode, but
I was about to say it ain't even in this episode, so don't even do
we're
it.
gonna see that I was right. And I
You
mean,
didn't
when I
say
tell y'all,
you
look,
didn't
my
say that's
earrings are
what he
falling out.
wanted.
Can I tell y'all I was so tickled,
You
so
did not
tickled. I was
say
sitting here crying
she
last
wasn't
night.
right because she didn't predict what she's talking about. That was not your prediction.
My prediction was this man was using her. She was stupid as hell.
That
That
was
was
not
my
your
prediction.
prediction. That
That
was
she
not at
was
all your
stupid as,
prediction.
and she don't look stupid as hell.
Your prediction was not
My
that he was
prediction was
using
that she
her.
was dumb as hell, thinking that this young man wanted her because he just loved her so much. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it with her because we know she already caping for Debbie. So y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady. So Debbie and Ossama, they're on their way to Kimisset.
I
Yeah,
think that's it. Kim said.
Kimisset. She's a bit nervous, and Ossama tells her to just be herself. She's worried about the big age difference, of course. Now was a convenient time to worry about it. And he says that he told his mom about her, and she doesn't care about her age or how she looks, just about her heart. And when it might give out. So
Shut up, Trace.
he says that his mom is quiet though, and he was not lying about that. Debbie asks if they know that she's American, and he says they know that she's American, and they love her, and tells her not to worry. Okay. However, he's worried whether his family will accept her or not. She asks if his parents are aware that she moved there permanently, and he says he didn't tell them, but he's going to let her do it. If stupidity was a person. So Debbie is nervous, obviously, walking into the first meeting with Osama's mother, father, and sister. It's very awkward, and she's kissing his dad's ass about how he pours the Moroccan tea. Now, she tells them she wants them to know that she has the best of intentions for their son, and that it was hard for her to even accept the age difference between Ossama and herself. Now, she tells them their connections is based on the heart and their honesty. And she wants to know how they felt about it, how they felt about the age difference. And his father thinks age shouldn't be a block for two people in love. That was a lie. He admits off camera that it was weird as hell to him too at first. But when he saw that Ossama actually liked this old woman, he said, well, what can I do? And obviously, we know his son's a little strange, so he figures he may have to just settle for whatever he gets.
I felt like the mom was giving her the side eye the entire time.
Oh, absolutely.
The sister and the dad were kind of like, yeah, and the mom was just like,
Yeah, like why are y'all smiling and cheesing so much?
I think I'm smiling, but really this is the RBF
No,
I'm
yeah,
giving.
she had an RBF. Um, yeah, no, if I think they're in on the plan. I think they're like, yeah, this old lady gonna get my son to America, so whatever works. The fact that she can't see that is beyond me. But anyway, so then
I
he's
know why she can't see that, because she was supposed to be moving to Morocco permanently.
oh, so then she goes on to ask his parents' ages, and she's just happy that she's younger than his father. Probably not by much. And feels that she feels more comfortable after meeting the family, and thinks her dreams of marrying him are finally coming true. You don't have anything to say?
I told you what I have to say.
Oh.
He ain't never mentioned moving to the US.
He didn't. But we knew
hell?
that he didn't really love her.
I didn't say that.
And her cackling and her, what is it? Eccentricities.
Leave my boo alone, okay? She is just older and wants to be in love. Leave her alone. We pick back up with Jen and Rishi. She's still asking him why he sent this half-naked picture to her homegirl. And he's like, it's on social media. It's really not a big deal. Everybody sees it. And she says
it's not for
a
specific person.
Yeah, he said everybody. It's for everybody.
I have in my notes, I'm sorry. He says this as his gut is hanging over his towel, and this really bothered me again.
Because it didn't look nothing like the picture?
Catfish, but go ahead.
So she said she was super embarrassed. And, homie, all right, that's social media. Why are you sending her a picture of roses?
Rose emojis. I think I got nothing to say about that. That is, again, if Jen, like this other Debbie, can't see the obvious signs, I don't know what to tell you.
This is the one that cried with him proposing in the middle of the street. Girl, bye.
Okay, no, that was.
You said, okay, no, that was sweet.
No, but look, I cried at Debbie too. My skin was raw from laughing.
You cried at Debbie at what?
When I saw the preview of the next episode, I was sitting here crying, laughing at Debbie.
You are stupid.
Laughing my ass off. I mean, I know my man walked in here. He was like, "Are you on the phone?" I was like, "No, it's just so funny." I'm sorry.
She's an ass.
She's
an ass.
Admittingly.
So basically he was like, well, you know, when he found out that it was her friend, he felt like she was pulling his leg. And she's basically like, yeah, the math ain't mathing. If that was the case, why didn't you say like LOL or let her know, or basically let Randy know that you knew that it was her and that it was BS instead of blocking her? You know, he says that he was playing a game, but when she got inappropriate is when he blocked her. So he tells her that if she feels like, you know, he did anything wrong, then he's sorry. But she lets him know, look, I don't trust you. So he goes to get his phone. And she felt good about that until she went through it and couldn't understand anything that was in it.
Well, first of all, he was hesitant as hell to go get it. He was like, but it's in the back. She was like, okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
That reminded me of you. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been like, oh yeah, it's in the bag. I'll just get to it later. No, you was like, go get it now. Go get it now. That was definitely you.
I don't understand. Why? It's 2 feet away.
It's the same way I walked back there and got my phone. Go get your phone.
Right. And then I thought when he said it's in the back, I'm thinking like it's in a backpack where it might take him a while to get back. So he got time to go through his phone. Homie, it was in a cubby right there, right on the other side of the wall, sir. So basically, yeah, she said she didn't understand nothing. It was all in Hindi. I'd have had a screenshot.
I'm not gonna lie, that was props to him.
Guess what? I would have screenshot all that and send it to myself to my phone so I can go through it later. You think you cute? Because this is in another language. We're gonna figure this out. You got me all the way messed up. So basically, you know, she says she's still feeling some type of way because there's a lot of things that he said he would do and he didn't. Like constantly putting off the fact that he's going to tell his family. He's like, oh, I'm not putting that off. As they do a recap of him constantly putting it off. Okay. Here we go with the receipts. So then, on top of all of this crap, he decides to let her know that he won't be able to tell his family until August 2nd at 4 p.m. because his friend Nitesh told him. And Jen is not going for it. She's like, she's like, whoa. You want to? I already I already waited 2 years. Now you want me to wait 2 more months because the stars don't align until then.
Them stars be doing something. No, I'm just saying.
Now, listen. I feel for her. I do. I really do feel for her. But it just made me feel like, have you not watched any previous episodes of 90 Day? You just came on this show and you ain't never watched 90 Day before? Because your storyline is literally the same as Jenny and Samit. And he had to do the same thing. The family did the same thing. Like, this is something serious over there. Now, I'm not saying that the way you feel don't matter, okay? But if he feel like him telling his family before this date is bad luck and it's going to be horrible for y'all,
You're just pointing out what I've been saying all season. TLC need to stop regurgitating storylines, because if it is not exactly the same, it is almost identical. The difference is Rishi is a little bit cuter, but that's it.
But I think he's more of a liar.
Oh yeah, he's definitely more of a liar.
Now Jen says that basically her friends are coming to visit, and it's the perfect time because
Randy and Myra's thirsty ass is coming to visit. Y'all know this made me mad because in my eyes, it proved what I said an episode or two ago.
What does she want?
You better look out for that friend.
Well, basically, she feels like it's perfect timing because her and Rishi have been going through it. So she says she wants to have some girl time so she can sit down and talk with her friends about, how she confronted Rishi and his response to the messages. So her friends finally arrive after apparently 3 days of traveling. That is love. I don't give a damn how thirsty you are. That is love still in there. Because I ain't traveling 3 days.
Oh, that's what you think. You think she did that because she loved Jen so much?
It's both of them. It's two of them. It ain't just one. The other friend is clearly just a follower. I'm not following nobody for 3 days.
The other friend is messy, wants to be on TV, and is a follower.
Anything past
Randy wanted to see Rishi for herself in person and is determined, because from the moment she touches down, she is asking about Rishi.
Listen, unless I'm going to be on an island with a bungalow over some water, anything over 9 hours, we're going to have to meet halfway.
I'm with you.
I don't care where you live. I don't want to see it.
But I also don't want Rishi.
I can see it through FaceTime. Okay. I'm not about to do this. They said that they want to get a feel for Rishi because they hated her first husband, and that didn't work out. So they don't want her to make the same mistake again. And they really have
little faith. Did the friend try to smash him too, and that's why they divorced? Because that's what it's given.
Okay.
I told you I don't like this friend. I really don't like. I don't really care for Myra either. But that
I was about to say I don't like her just because of her name.
Oh yeah, but that Randy, yeah. Oh, that's why you said her friends. You refused to say it.
They don't want her to make the same mistake again. They really have little faith in their friend and her decision making, and they even to the point they don't believe that she even brought up the DMs and said she don't even want to know the truth. So basically they feel like Rishi has a lot to prove. Jen gets there, they take off, and the ladies immediately have culture shock. Okay, apparently there was even some dude in the bus alongside of them that threw up outside the window. I think it got on the other girl's dress, didn't it?
I don't know. All I know is that I would have been terrified my damn self. The fact that all them cars was so close to them and they riding in that.
That's how a lot of countries are. Outside the US, that's how a lot of countries are. But
I need to look at their accident rate.
It's literally like organized chaos. I think they have less accidents than here. It's the craziest thing in the world. Anyways, so Jen, they make it to the house. She's showing them around, and it's actually nicer than what they thought it would be. Other than the shower, they felt like the shower was meant for glamping. Basically, she lets them know that they'll be meeting Rishi tomorrow, and that they haven't been intimate in 3 years, and she doesn't want to push it. Now, this gets her friends in a frenzy. They're like, okay, so marriage is off the table. I mean, sex is off the table, so marriage, right? So, but now they feeling some type of way that he's not even trying to push it. What?
So if he ain't getting it from you, who is it going
exactly to? Now, she also lets them know about the astrologer and how he can't tell his family until August. And the friends feel like it's bullshit, which I completely understand, being an American. Mm-hmm. And Randy reminds her that, yes, keep in mind that, like, he's not pushing you for sex. If he's not getting it from you, where's he getting it from? And he did want to meet up with me and send me a topless photo. So Jen says that she confronted him about the messages, and his response was that he knew that she was pulling his leg. And to her, it don't make no sense. Jen says that she found out Jen says that if she found out that he was cheating, that she would be done. And her friend basically says, you basically know that. Okay. You just don't want to accept it.
Yeah, that part.
I said, oh, okay. Now Jen says she doesn't know where to go from there. And her friends are like, that's why we're here. We're here to help you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And they let her know that, they're not there to break them up, but they don't want her to be blinded by him or his intentions. And they can't wait to hear his explanations. The next day, all the ladies are going to meet with Rishi at some super fancy restaurant. And Jen tells them that basically they really want them to, like each other. Rishi like them like Rishi, and Randy makes a little joke and says, well, I think he liked me briefly on social media. I said,
If you didn't, I'm telling y'all,
that was a little.
She out here dropping hints.
That was a little.
She out here dropping. That's why they tell you don't be telling other people what goes on in your bedroom, your relationship, because Randy wants to know for herself if Rishi is the real Indian Jesus. Can he perform miracles? That's all she want to know. Go ahead.
Rishi says he's nervous to meet her friends because he knows that, they got a lot of questions. And of course, Randy's going to want to talk about the conversation, but he still wants to make a good impression. So they get there.
I mean, I know that's kind of like how Indian men kind of are. Like, you're not timid, but like very well composed, because we've seen Sumit be in the fire and he still handles himself well. But I think I would have just walked off on them hoes. And the fact that he sat there and continued to explain himself over and over, I was just like, but in him continuing to talk, he talked himself into a damn hole.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Well, they asked him. That led him to talk himself into a hole.
He shut up when he had the chance and just left it like this. Bitch, I don't want you. Well, I know what you thought, but I don't want you, Randy.
That's not what talked him into a hole. So they get there, he makes some small talk and asks him how their journey was. And Randy is giving him the stink eye the entire time. Rishi is the one that actually brings up the messages, and Randy is kind of caught off guard. She's like, yes, okay, let's do it. Let's talk about it. And she was like, I led you to believe that I was in London and you were being flirtatious, and wants to know why he sent a half-naked picture of himself. And he was like, it was a post. I just forwarded it to you. And she was like, it was inappropriate and you agreed to meet up with me. Rishi said that Jen let him know already that, about them or whatever from the beginning, and he knew that she was pulling his leg. So he wanted to do the same to her. And basically, so Randy's like, okay, so why did you block me? And he says that he blocked her because he felt the conversation was just going in a different direction, and he deleted everything. And, his block list is long. They asked him about this long block list and if it's, full of things that are inappropriate or, messages from girls. Now, he says he don't really know because he don't be messaging these girls. They're, in his, they're still in his request. And then he gets out his phone and shows Jen. And it seemed like the friends were actually buying it.
Right. So they were like, well, he wouldn't have shown you his phone if he had something to hide. So.
Mm-hmm. So then Randy asked his intentions for Jen, and he says that he wants to introduce her as his fiance to his family. And they asked, would they accept her? And he says, they met her before. And she asked about the type of conditions they had for like his future wife or whatever. And they said that they didn't have any particular conditions, or she didn't have to be in any particular religion. And Randy asked, when was the last time his family tried to set him up? Now, this is the issue right here. And he says right before Jen visited the last time, but he rejected it. Now, Jen is getting super upset because she didn't know about this. And she didn't know that it was more than one girl that they found. And basically that like the family is showing pictures. He said it was like 3 girls or whatever that the family was showing him pictures of. And he says it was 3 pictures all at one time.
Yeah, so, multiple girls. But the way I understood it was multiple girls, multiple times. Like it wasn't one girl.
That's the way I understood it, but that's not what he said. He said that, and the reason why he said that is because, to Jen's point, is he said that he didn't know that his family was trying to set him up with another girl or other women. So
he did say that.
So this is why she's upset, because if it's multiple times and multiple girls, then clearly you knew this was an ongoing thing for the past 2 years. But the way Jen understood it was one time within the past 2 years. This is why he's trying to say that it was 3 girls all at one time, because it was just one incident.
Oh.
Which is BS, because we know that before Jen came last time, there was one girl that he was supposed to be meeting up with that he never did. So whatever these other women were previous. He knew, and he said, I think in a previous episode, he said that he knew, but he didn't want to upset Jen.
Yeah, he did say that.
So basically, now Jen, she left the table, and actually,
yeah, she big mad.
Rishi actually just stayed there with the ladies that just.
I was like, how do you like your food?
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. And it made me think about what you said earlier, that, he was super calm, cool, and collected. But now Jen feels that she's finding out that he's a pathological liar, and she is questioning everything.
As she should have been months ago, or before she brought her ex back to India. So we see that Isabel's family is happy to learn about her and Gabe's engagement. They're now going to a lawyer because Gabe has less than a month on his visa. And why do people go over here with these short is it just me? But they be planning to live and stay?
Well, he went with the visa that was about to expire, but he planned to get married. So then he would have been able to stay there.
No, because we obviously saw the same thing with Jen, and it just feels like everybody just up and leaving. So yeah. Anyways, he says that he can't.
Jen didn't read her shit.
Oh, well, that part. So yeah, he said he can't stay in Colombia unless they get married. So basically, and then he'll have to go back to America for 6 months, and he doesn't want to be away from Isabel that long. So Gabe tells Isabel he just wants to sign some papers so they can be married. And Isabel wants something romantic on the beach, and wants their wedding to be special because she's never been married before.
I said, okay, Isabel, okay.
Right. She said, no, we not doing no courthouse, baby. So they go see the lawyer, and she lets them know that they want to get married, and ask what documents are needed. So the lawyer speaks English, thankfully. So she's going to translate for both of them. And she says that she'll need a passport from Gabe, a birth certificate, and Isabel's birth certificate. And then it'll take about 7 to 8 days for them to have their paperwork done to get married. Now, Gabe tells her that his passport and ID both say male. However, his birth certificate says female on it. So she says she needs a birth certificate with it stating he was a male. Then the lawyer says to production that, they've had same-sex couples before, but this is their first trans situation. And unfortunately, Colombian law requires a birth certificate in order to get married. So she doesn't think it'll be a major obstacle or challenge, but it is going to take some time. So she asks how long it will take him to change his birth certificate. And he says that now he has to go back to the US next week and see if he can get it changed. So when the lawyer asks why he doesn't have that, Gabe says that he applied for his passport and sent in documentation and never got his paperwork back. So all his evidence of transitioning is gone.
Which is super strange. You do have to mail your original documents to get your passport, but they usually mail it back to you. And the fact that he didn't follow up with it. Yeah, I mean, like he said, he was young, he was dumb, but he definitely should have followed up. Like, that's neither here nor there.
So basically, he says that, he has to find that. And Isabel, feels she was so happy and now she feels powerless. So then Gabe wants to talk to Isabel afterwards. And she's clearly upset about him having to go back to the US and thinks that she'll end up alone again. She says she wants to go back to the house and she just wants silence. She don't want him to talk to her. She don't want to have no conversation.
I understand.
So Gabe knows this is his fault. And Isabel is upset with him and said, this isn't a vaccine or a pill. It's a surgery. And, basically, she's upset that they should be planning a wedding and now they can't do anything without those papers, and feels like Gabe isn't taking this wedding seriously. Now, Gabe admits to Isabel before they head to the airport that his mom and his sister know nothing about the engagement. red flag. And they do have their doubts. And so that's why he decided not to tell him, because he doesn't want the drama. Now, Isabel said that she said a couple of hellos to his sister and mother, but never really anything more, and worries that his family doesn't really mess with her. And Isabel makes a point to tell him before he leaves that you need to tell your mom and your sister. And she worries that his family will influence him to not go back to Colombia.
Jamie is back in Colombia suffering from the vid. Kris's last time, apparently last time Jamie went through this, she says that she was in the hospital, she almost died, but she tells her that she'll get through it. Jamie lets her know it's super hard dealing with this stuff alone. And Kris says that they got to have a way to live, okay? Financially, everything is on me. And Kris says that, you know, she was supposed to be there for only 2 weeks, but 2 weeks turned into 3 months. They were running out of money.
How would she have felt if Jamie told her to get her ass out the bed when she got her neck and back pain and said, we got to find a way to live, but she sat there and nursed her ass back to health? I'm just saying, it's real convenient.
Oh. So she says that they were running out of money faster than she thought. And basically she couldn't stay there. She had to go make them some money. So she says that when she first got to Colombia, Jamie took off some time from work. Her boss called her and told her, you either come in or you quit. And she told her, go ahead, you can quit, but you need to find another job. And apparently this is not something that Jamie followed through with, which put everything on her shoulders. So she went back to Alabama to find some work. Now, Jamie tells her that clearly money is more important than our relationship. And she says, it's not like she's spending the money on herself. She's sending every single dime back to Jamie. Jamie says that she doesn't care about the money. She needs the support of her wife. And says that she's only called her 3 times. She's getting super emotional, telling her that, you know, she don't ever answer the phone. She don't respond to her text messages. And Kris says she don't answer the phone because she's working to send her money.
Like she couldn't work because she can't mow lawns and power wash and
No, that stuff is loud.
In Colombia, there ain't nobody got no grass.
Listen, I don't know why she can't do it. Maybe the pay is different. Maybe she just.
I'm just saying, all these odd jobs, you couldn't do them odd jobs in Colombia.
Maybe they don't want to hire an American. Who the hell knows?
Well, get Jamie's ass out there to push lawnmowers. But you could have done it. You could have found a way together, is what I'm saying. Kris is playing in our face.
Jamie ain't looking for a job as it is.
She just wanted to get her ass back home and get away from that needy motherfucker. That's what that is.
So Jamie says that, you know, she doesn't ever call her, and it's the first time she's seen her face in a month. Kris said every time we talk, like, this is what it is. You bitching all the time. And tells her, you know.
I don't like that either. Huh? I'm sorry. I know I can't, but this really irritates me. I don't like that. If you have an issue and we stop talking because you have an issue or we have an issue, don't think the next time I call you that we're not going to talk about the issue.
And that's why Kris is saying she's not answering the phone.
Right, but that's stupid.
But because Kris don't want to talk about the issue.
Kris is playing with this girl, and I feel bad for little Jamie, but at the same time, I don't know what. Let me shut up.
And basically, she tells her that if she wants things to be different, maybe you should go out and find a job so there could be some stability there, and she won't have to worry about everything so much.
So hold on. What my notes say? Did we not see Kris say that? Hey, I told Jamie I'm going to take care of everything financially when we get to Colombia. That was the first thing she said when she moved her happy ass down there. That's why she was trying to get rid of that house and fix up that house and do all that other shit. And now all of a sudden we're running out of, but we were supposed to be starting a damn business. And now all of a sudden, we were running out of money so fast, I didn't realize it.
I don't think she said she would take care of everything financially. I think she said she would pay the rent. I think she said she would pay the rent. I don't know if they were supposed to be splitting everything else or how that was supposed to go, but I know she said she was supposed to be paying the rent. And based on what Kris said, when Jeymi quit her job, she told her, like, you need to find another one. So it makes me believe that she wasn't expecting to pay for every single thing. Basically, and Jeymi lets her know that she has been looking for a job, but the problem is that she don't feel like, she doesn't feel like she's a wife. She doesn't feel loved. And Kris told her that, she gave up everything to be there for her, and everything she does is not good enough. And her comment that she just made proves it. And she says that she's done with this conversation. She got up and walked away. Jeymi says Kris told her that she was going to buy a plane ticket to come back as soon as possible. And when that didn't happen, she questioned her, and she understands that they, need money to pay bills, but feels that they should be able to come up with some type of solution together. And Kris says that she feels defeated because, if she goes back to Colombia right now, Jeymi will be happy, but they won't have money to pay their bills and to live. But if she stays there to make more money, their relationship is going to suffer, and she has no idea what to do. Now, for this situation, I feel like they're both right.
So this is the biggest pain in my ass, Danielle. She's planning a surprise party for Yohan's birthday. It's going to be very short and sweet. So if I left out anything, let's hope Nell's got it, because I don't care. Danielle is doing a ritual that she hopes will bring peace into her and Yohan's home. So Baba told her to take a coconut with some grounded eggshells, and it's supposed to be powerful and spread light and peace. I'm not above rituals. I'm not something, whatever. Yohan sees her kicking around the coconut and thinks Danielle's crazy as hell, but says he still doesn't believe in it, but will help her kick the coconut around the house, which I thought was very sweet. Because let me tell you, my man would just look at me and be like, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. So he asked God to help make Danielle not so stubborn. And then they smash the coconut. Danielle is throwing a surprise party for Yohan. She goes to get him a cake, apparently spur of the moment, bad planning. But then is now upset that they can't write on the cake, and is upset that they won't do her cake when, again, I understand it's a difference in culture. What I did not like, I hate stuff like this. Like, and I don't need, even in America, y'all, I hate when I see people that are entitled. They know what the rules are. They know what the procedures are. And they think because of who they are or whatever their situation, they can walk in and just get shit. I hate seeing that. I see it all the time when I go places. I'm like, that is so entitled.
The only thing that got me was that what I was confused about was when he said that she couldn't do it herself. I was like, what do you mean she can't do it herself? But I didn't realize that he needed to give her the tool for her to do it herself. I thought he was saying like she can't buy the cake, take it home, and write it on it herself.
No. He was just saying but even him giving her the supplies was nice. He eventually gave in after she kept begging and being the person that she is. I really don't like her. She just gives me, I really don't like her. So Danielle has planned a surprise party for Yohan's birthday. His whole family is expected to be there. Yohan is surprised and says for the first time, he and his family this is the first time they all been together for his birthday. He gets up, gives a speech, thanks everyone but Danielle. And his father tells him to thank his wife. And he says he already did. Danielle's pissed and marches off with wet spots on her dress. Let's talk about that. Danielle's pissed, marches off. She tries to explain to him that, not thanking her hurt her feelings. And he says, well, you hurt my feelings the day before my birthday and told me that you wanted to meet up with your ex. So I'm not, this is why it's short and sweet. This should turn into a telenovela. I swear to God. They started speaking in Spanish, and I said, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching Univision. Not that there's anything wrong with Univision. I used to watch Univision. That's how I learned a lot of Spanish, from translating what was on the screen in the captions. So I get it, but it felt like a telenovela. And Danielle feels he's very ungrateful, and she's not going to be able to live like this, while Yohan stays at the party that she planned and turns up with his family. And that's what I got. You got anything to add?
That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
The only thing I was thinking the whole time, I said, you kicked this coconut around your house. It was supposed to bring peace into those parameters. But then you left your house.
You didn't kick them up around the restaurant before you got there? Or no, because she was too busy demanding a cake that she didn't order before and trying to get it there and get it written on. That part. So, thank you, Shade Squad, for tuning into another review of 90 Day the Other Way. As we know and we see from the previews, Ossama is going to tell us what he's really here for, finally, which, again, Nels may be right. He didn't say he wanted to come to America, but I knew he was using her ass. So therefore, Debbie's a fool.
Well, he didn't say it previously, but he did say it in this preview.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things that he didn't say previously.
Debbie's a fool.
That does not make her a fool. That makes him a liar.
And we see a preview of Nicole, because I noticed we didn't get no Nicole in my mood. I guess he felt like there was overload, so they took a break on them. But they'll be back this episode as well, next episode as well. So I'll be interested to see, because Nicole says she's tired of being in Egypt now, which we knew was coming. If you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
If you're not already, follow us on all of the platforms, the IG, the TikTok, the Twitter, what's the other one? Facebook. And Facebook. And yeah, we'll catch y'all in a couple days. Bye-bye.